So I decided to make a video about Mermista. Mermista, there she is. And I've made some videos about her before, and I'm going to make probably one more in the near future. So let me go ahead and explain what the situation is and what's going on. So, first of all, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel, and thanks for joining us. And if you're not new, thanks for returning to the channel. And as you guys know, I'm always up to something, somewhere, somehow, and this is no different. I'm up to something again, and let's go and talk about this. So, Mermista, she is a pretty cool figure, and when she came in classics, she came in two flavors. You could get, oh, I'll just leave her on there, Mermista with legs or Mermista with the tail. And basically, it came in as a pack-in. You'd pull her apart at the waist right here, and you had the tail on one, or you could put the legs on for the other. Now, I don't like sparkles that come off, so I have used lots and lots of clear coat on this Mermista here to keep those sparkles in place and at bay instead of getting all over everything. But one thing that Mermista was always missing was a good stand. She came with a cheap little plastic stand that you flipped her tail. You could kind of make her stand, but it was never really that great of a stand. And so I saw someone one time with a really cool blue wave stand. And I'm like, oh, I have got to get that stand. Well, no one ever said where the stand came from, so I spent a long time searching for said stand. And finally, I found out what it was. It was from a Namor figure. Nice. Just ordered Storm for my new Eternia He-Man. And so here is the figure right here. And you can see I have links in the description for it. And as I was looking and going through these figures, I realized that one of them has a dark wave, and the other one has a light wave. And I thought, no, it's just the camera. It's just the way it's photographed. I'm sure there's no variant. It's the same. Well, I started looking more and more at these two, and this one looks nice and crisp and clean. Even the paint lines and everything. This one looks kind of blobby and doughy and not the best. You know, it looks like they added a lot of extra shading on it. And I thought, were there two variants? So I went on the internet and started searching like crazy to see if they were actually two variants or not. Let's see. Master Far said, did you hear they're making a He-Man movie? Yes, I did. We'll check that out later. Maybe do a whole video on just on it. So I looked over the boxes really close on the pictures and everything else to see what's different. And I searched online to see if maybe somebody already posted something about it being different. And I couldn't find anything about there being two variants of this figure. Now, granted, this is not like a main character of a line. It's, you know, they've made lots of Prince Namors through the years and, you know, lots of Submariners through the years. This is just another one. So this would probably end up, you know, it sounds horrible, probably on a clearance rack somewhere eventually. So not a lot of news story there on the excitement about this particular figure. But I really wanted this blue wave. And I was going to take and create my own using my 3D printer because I make blue clear stuff all the time, as you guys know. But I just never got around to it. And finally, I found this figure at a pretty good price. And so they had these two sellers here I looked at. One was called E70 Pawn, and he's selling the dark one. And then the dude Steve is selling the light blue one. And I bought them the exact same day on eBay. And I have links in the description if you guys want to go check out those original auctions and weigh in on your own thoughts on whether it's just the camera, the lighting, or what's going on. But I already got one of them in the mail. Here it is still in the package. And this is the E70 Pawn one, and it's supposed to be the dark blue one according to the picture. And I haven't opened it yet, so we will open this together in a future video when I get the other one. Now here's what's funny. I ordered them the exact same day. The same day, probably about an hour apart. This one came in the mail on Friday, and this one's not due to show up until this Thursday. Almost a week apart from being actually delivered. This one was sent via United States Postal Service, and this one is going USP ups. So it's kind of funny how much difference for the shipping time between the two. So that's why the video is going to be put on delay until I get the second one. But I'm so excited to see what they look like inside and find out, is there really a variant difference? Are they the same? And if they are different, I'll decide which one at that point I'm going to use and which one is going to go back on eBay. Anyway, I wanted to just give you guys a heads up. And yes, it is tempting to open this and see if it looks as dark as the picture, but then it will kind of spoil the fun, because then if I can tell it's not as dark, then I know there's only one, and I don't even need to wait for this one to show up in the mail. Done. But I really want to check them out and see which one is which. And it kind of shocks me about the week apart for shipping, because this was not sent priority mail. This was sent regular mail, just United States Postal Service, and they shipped within a couple days of each other. And my wife goes, well, it's because of the holiday. But if it was because of the holiday, they both would have been late, not just one of them. And their distance from me is about the same, so it's not because one's all the way across the country and the other one's not. The difference is one used the United States Postal Service, the other one used UPS. And I think that's the main key right there, is who they used. Anyway, just another shade of plastic. Well, if it is another shade of plastic, then that is a variant. So I'm guessing that the plastic does look different, but even the figures themselves look quite a bit different in the quality of them. I mean, look at let's hear on the face. That face, this one's like nice and sharp. And so is it just the camera is that bad that it makes it look horrible? Is it the lighting? Is this like a China knockoff one that somebody got out of the garbage and was not one from actual release? You know, it's just all these questions I have. So I really want to get them in hand and see. And I know it seems kind of weird to have all these questions about a figure, something as simple as just a stand for my Mermista. But anyways, the first one came in. So far, and that's the East Palm, which had the better picture. They were way faster on the shipping too. So, and I guess they probably do a whole lot more eBaying than the dude Steve does. But I'll check all those out in the final video. We'll compare their feedback versus everything else. So then you'll also know about the actual eBayers too. Anyway, so it is funny looking at this Mermista. I have kind of gone a little overboard on making the ultimate Mermista. Well, one, I got Aquaman's ride for her, which is so cool. And then I stole Aquaman's trident, and it's the one from the older Aquaman, I think it was called Classics back then. I can't remember. But basically, it's the little skinny one that came in the 2-pack with Merman. And I don't know if he actually came with the trident or not. I don't remember, but I think I bought one later on. Juan Soto says, I don't think it's a knockoff. Yeah, we'll see. It'll be kind of interesting. And then, like I said, this one right here, I've actually coated her tail with clear coat so it would not get all over the place with the sparkles. And I wanted to have two, so I'm not always pulling the tail off and on, eventually breaking it. So that is why. Which is funny. You think about she's riding with legs, and then she turns back into the mermaid when she could just swim on her own. But anyway. And then I had this little water piece, I think was from that McDonald's toy at one time. I think it was from an Avatar figure that came. I think it was Katara. Is that her name? Anyway. So it's just kind of funny starting to slowly collect these. And I still want to make that stupid play set they made back in the 80s, but a classics version, giant one for her, which I know sounds funny because it's like, why? Well, I don't know why. I just feel compelled to make that shower-looking lagoon thing. I forgot what it's called now. That's awful. I can't remember what it's called, but I want to make it. Ho, He-Man. Anyway. Hey, Charles. Thanks for joining us. All right. I'm going to end this video pretty quick. I just wanted to show you guys what I was up to and my craziness of ordering 2 of the Namor figures just for the stand. And who knows, maybe I will use the stand more for inspiration to make a cooler stand for her in the future. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Nice. The trident came with all the Mattel Aquaman. There you go. Yep, it is a cool trident, and I think it looks really good on her. I don't think it looked that great on Aquaman, but I think it looks really good on her. What's funny is I like how the this creature looks on her too. With the purples and greens, it looks very feminine. I know it's supposed to be Aquaman's ride, but I just can't imagine Jason Momoa riding a seahorse like this with all these pearlescent colors and everything else. But Mermista makes a lot of sense, except for Mermista, obviously, can create her own tail and swim off on her own. But still, it looks really cool with her. All right. I think that is all that I got. Oh, future video. I got another Atom figure that I will be comparing to all the other Atom figures I have. So we'll be checking that out later on too. So that will be fun. And, oh, I have the glow-in-the-dark Snake Man that I'll be showing off later on too. So we'll be having some fun making some videos and sharing with you guys. And I guess you guys can leave cool comments and we'll talk. Hey, Jeff, thanks for joining us. Yes, I used to have the Human Torch stand. I don't know if it's the exact same as this one. That would be funny if it was the exact same mold as the Human Torch one, because I had the Human Torch one at one time too. In fact, my Hordak that has the saw blade shooting out of his chest, I used that piece from the Human Torch that came in this style as my thing for shooting out the blast effect for Hordak and his buzzsaw. So it's kind of funny I actually used that for that. All right, well, if you guys enjoyed this video, hopefully you're looking forward to finding out the answer to these. That'll be kind of fun to do it together. And that's all that I have. So good journey. I don't see any other questions on there. And so until next time, just keep checking out my videos. Yes, thank you, Juan Soto, for joining us as well. Good journey now. Bye.